Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this morning's edition of New Distributor Training. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with Zija International. It's my privilege to be the host for this morning's training, and very excited about what we're going to be doing this morning. I want to encourage each one of you to grab your journal, your notebook, whatever it is that you are using to keep an ongoing record of the things that you learn, the experiences you have, the stories you hear as you're launching and developing your Zija business. And so a quick note here, this last Thursday we had our regular Thursday evening biz talks. Unfortunately, we had technical difficulties, we had scheduling difficulties. I attempted to what we were going to do was have Amy McKenzie as the host, and she was going to interview me. And we just couldn't put it together, folks. I did go ahead and do attempted to do a replay of a similar broadcast from June, and unfortunately, I did not realize that the settings I had weren't transmitting the audio. So I did issue a link to that, and I encourage you to revisit that particular broadcast. Amy McKenzie always does an excellent job of framing up, the company story, the product story, the opportunity. The information that we shared during that interview time of me is incredibly relevant today. And what I want to do is I want to focus on today, moving forward to the end of this year, and why we want to focus on that. And before I go there, let me cover a couple of quick things. For those of you that are just getting started with us, maybe you're a brand new distributor, and this would also apply to those of you that have been around for a while using our products. Maybe you've gotten a few customers, but you're starting to recognize something is different today in the Zija landscape. Zija 2.0. The buzz is out there. We're already starting to see dramatic effects in just literally, what are we at? Like, I think 14 days, 7 days since the launch of Zija 2.0, 14 days since the convention. Maybe you're also, somebody who's been around for a while, looking to re-engage and build your Zija business. Whether you're brand new to us or whether you're re-engaging with us, those of you who are re-engaging, I want you to have that new distributor mindset. And I'm looking at several people. I can't see. Everybody gets nervous when I say that. I have a list of the people that are attending the webinar. I get to see a little side panel, and I see your names. I see Michael. I see Lorraine. Hope I got that right. See Debbie Ballmer, Danielle, Christine Holland. Of course, she's always a regular attendee. Yolanda. What I'm noticing is there's a number of you that are new, because I don't recognize your names, or you've been around for a while and looking to re-engage. Those of you that are in that second category, you need to have the new distributor mindset, new distributor mentality. It would serve you well to pretend like you've never been involved in Zija and do it by the numbers. And so for those of you that are new to Zija, this morning's training, new distributor training, this is an ongoing training. It's not the same thing every day, but rather what we want you to do is we want you to get some foundational information, your basic new distributor training, get that underneath your belt. We don't want to continue to do the same thing over and over again, because there's no value to doing the same thing over and over again when it comes to training. What we want to be doing on Saturday morning is giving you new information, dialing, kind of digging down into other aspects. I like to use the second half of the training for live question and answer. And so for those of you that are new, or those of you that are looking to re-engage, I encourage you to go to my YouTube channel, because I have archived there 4 little training videos. The first one is called New Distributor Training. And what that is, I'm going to go ahead and put it into the comment section here. I want to go this to all attendees. www.youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zija. And so if you look in your chat webinar chat box, you'll see that. On that website, you'll find archived. We put a lot of things there. We put our, the Saturday morning new distributor trainings are archived there. Thursday night biz talks are there. We archive our monthly team meetings are there. And so you can go back and look through all of that information. On that home page, you'll see a tab that says playlists. The playlist tab, there's one playlist there right now. We're going to be updating that shortly, but there's one playlist right now, and it's called New Distributor Training. There are 4 separate videos there. The first one is called New Distributor Training. It's approximately 30 minutes long. And what that is a modified version of the very first new distributor training that I received as a brand new distributor in network marketing going back 33 years ago, I believe now. For those of you that maybe I haven't had a chance to spend time with, my Zija story revolves around that first Saturday morning. I was a cross-country truck driver back in the mid-'80s. While I loved driving trucks, I was looking for a way to create a substantially above average income to provide for the needs of my family, for my young son as he was entering school. And the 2 things that I needed, my career as a truck driver wasn't going to offer. I needed time freedom to be with my son as he was growing up, and I needed substantial income to provide for the special educational needs that he was going to have. And the fact was, the school district wasn't going to pay for that. That meant I was going to have to pay for that. I spent more money on my son's education through 6th grade than most people spend on college educations to get a master's degree. And that would not have been possible had it not been for network marketing. And had I not had exposure to the knowledge of the top income earners in this profession, I would not have been able to accomplish what was accomplished. And, just very simply, in 10 years, from the day I started in network marketing as a truck driver to the day I retired from network marketing, in 10 years, I created, a couple of lifetimes of income that a truck driver would have earned, and I was able to retire. Now, the foundation of all those results started with that 30-minute training, new distributor training. And so I hope I'm, encouraging you. I'm causing you to have enough interest to take the 30 minutes and learn from that training what I knew, what I was taught when I first started in network marketing. You'll find 3 more little videos there, and we're going to touch on some of those topics this morning. 3 more little videos there that combined are about 10 minutes apiece. Combined, they would be comprised what I would call the fast start training. How to create a prospect list, how to set up your personal Zija success story, a 90-day game plan. And if you invest the time to look at that, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm not saying that my training is the end all, because it's not. I'm just one of a guy that learned a system, put into place or brought to the table the things that create success. I've always been a hard worker. I have good work ethics. I was willing to learn. I was highly coachable when I got into this industry, and I had a white hot burning desire to succeed. Willing to work, willing to learn, burning desire to succeed. Those are the most important ingredients. Now, what that means to you, especially for those of you that maybe are feeling like you're coming to the table, maybe you don't have a lot of business experience, or maybe you don't have a lot of sales experience, or you don't have any network marketing experience, or you don't have a great contact base, or you don't, whatever you think the issues are that would not lend themselves to your success, none of those are obstacles. Okay? Here's what you need, and this is a great self-analysis. Are you willing to work? That's why that separates 90% of the people from the top 10% is their willingness to work. Number two, are you coachable? Are you willing to learn? Because this is kind of simple. If you've never made $1 million before, you might want to learn from somebody who has. Okay, I mean, that's kind of common sense. Are you willing to work? Are you willing to learn? And do you have a desire to succeed? Those three things are the only requirements to be successful in our business. Now, you can find many of our top income earners who came to Zija already incredibly successful. There's a clue. Why did they come to Zija? People who have been successful can support successful ventures. But you look at the majority of people, look at people like me, look at people like David Moses, Amy McKenzie. What did we have in common? We didn't have previous success in business or life or great contacts. What did we have? We had a highly developed sense of work ethics, very coachable, and in some cases it took a while to become coachable. Here I'm speaking about David, but he'll tell you that, so I'm not talking out of school. Okay, and burning desire to succeed. Those were the three things that created the success for a couple of people right now off the top of my head. So get that information, get those little training videos underneath your belt. Now today, for those who got the email or maybe you saw the posting on Facebook, 72 days left in this calendar year. 72 days. And that can be a lifetime in your Zija career, because the next 72 days, what you do between now and midnight, December 31st, will set up your entire first quarter of 2019. The first quarter of 2019 is the beginning of the first full calendar year of Zija 2.0. What you accomplish income-wise in that first quarter of the year, you can literally double, triple, or quadruple that income in the final quarter of the year. If you make $1,000 in the first 90 days of 2019, you can quite literally make $2,000, $3,000, or $4,000 in that last quarter. It's just simple math. It's a compounding effect that will take place in our type of business. If you make $10,000 in your first 90 days of 2019, you can quite literally make $20,000, $30,000, even $40,000 in the last quarter in just those 90 days. But it all hinges on what you do in the next 72 days leading up to the first quarter, because it takes 30, 60, 90 days to establish momentum in a network marketing business. And I don't care how good you are, you're going to have to get after it. And if you get after it really hard, no matter what you're doing, it's going to take 30, 60, 90 days. The problem is too many people at this time of the year, as we're heading into the holidays and so on, start thinking in terms of, well, I'm really going to hit it after the first of the year. And that couldn't be a bigger mistake, because it's going to take you most of that first quarter to establish momentum in your business. And the people that are focused on the next 72 days to create momentum in their business and then advance that momentum during that first quarter of the year, they're the ones that are going to end up at the end of the year having incredible growth in their business. And I'm not talking about theory, I'm talking about fact. And the reason I know this is 10 years ago, I mean, literally to the day, 10 years ago, beginning of October of 2008, I put my mind to a 90-day game plan. And I hit it, and I hit it hard. Now, when I say hit it hard, this has always been part-time. So I'm not talking about having to put in 12, 18, 20 hours a day to your Zija business, but put in full-time intensity to the 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours a day you devote to your Zija business. And I stayed consistent throughout that entire 90-day period of time. I walked into the beginning of 2009, 10 years ago, with full-blown momentum. I continued that process, and by the end of 2009, my income was 5 times what it had been the year before. Now, I did it because I knew what to do, all right? And that's what I want to share with you this morning. But part of the reason was to demonstrate what could happen if you followed a simple system, committed to a daily method of operation, and were consistent over a prolonged period of time. Now, I'm going to address something. I spend incredibly little time on social media. I mean, I can count the minutes that I spend on social media, you know, on my hands, right? Maybe even have 1 or 2 fingers left over on a daily basis. Now, I'm not suggesting to you that that's what one should do. I'm just telling you that's what I do. Okay, there are a lot of people invest a lot of time and energy on social media and developing their business and that sort of thing. That's all fine and dandy. I've got nothing negative to say about that. I'm just telling you, I don't spend much time at all on social media. I consider it to be too much in the way of mistaking activity for productivity. However, I did notice a post from a lady, Renee Curis, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Some of you may know her, some of you may know the post I'm talking about, and just nickel version. And I'm, you know, I want to make sure you understand I'm using this as an illustration of why Zija, why now. She made a comment. She was commenting on how a number of people that she considered to be her friends and good people from the Zija community had been, who have left Zija, have been prospecting her for other opportunities and maybe, you know, not being terribly complimentary about other people in Zija and so on. And first things first, if you, I don't personally know Renee. We're Facebook friends. We may have met before. I did check to see if she was in my pay line, which I wish she was, okay, because I like her spirit. She made that comment. She posted that, and it was obvious that she had a lot of feeling behind that. And I can't agree more with what she said, with this one exception, okay? And this isn't a negative. I don't particularly care to address people's negatives, okay? People are who they are. And while I agree 100% that if somebody feels the need to move on to something else, they should do so, okay? For whatever reason they choose. I do not agree with people trying to, the term is proselytize other distributors. Okay, to me, that is not a sign of good character. If I need to hurt somebody else's business to advance my own, then I've got a bad business or I've got bad character. And so I agree 100% with what Renee was saying. I want to share this though. Okay, in my opinion, what's that little saying? You know, love the sinner, hate the sin. Okay, I never want to belittle somebody. I don't have to agree with what they're doing. I will take an incredibly strong stand against them if they affect my business. And that's what Renee was doing, okay? And that's why I'm 100% with her. But I want you to be aware of certain things, okay? Most people make errors in judgment because of lack of knowledge or lack of consciousness, okay? They're not conscious. They're not present in the moment. They are not aware. And oftentimes, it's difficult for me to fault somebody for doing something wrong if they're unaware of what they're doing. And so what Renee said was meaningful to me because you know, she was referring to Robbie Davis. Robbie Davis was a good friend of mine. I didn't know him as well as many people did. Part of that is geography, but I was very affected by Robbie Davis and his family, seeing his children growing up. I can tell you Robbie Davis was incredibly kind to me. And I appreciate a God-fearing man who puts his family above everything else. I mean, there's very few things that one can do that's going to impress me more than that. Now, be real clear, and let's talk about what is happening in Zija today. Nobody leaves a company because they're making too much money to go somewhere else. Okay, be very clear on that. Nobody leaves a company, because they're making too much money. And so you have to be very clear on people's motivations. This is one of the reasons I joined Zija. I'm never going to claim to be the wisest person out there, but I learned a long time ago there are a couple of foundational things in life you can count on. Okay, one is, if you want to judge a man's motivation, a person's motivation, follow the money. That's real simple. Follow the money. It was one of the reasons I was so attracted to Zija, because Ken Brailsford doesn't need money. I mean, he doesn't need money. Why? That's the last thing he's going to be going after. And I'll be very clear on this. When Ken runs a business, he's going to run it to make a profit, but that's because that's a sign of a healthy and strong business. But he didn't need the headaches. He didn't need the challenges. He didn't need to spend his money building Zija. That's why I was excited about Zija, because of why Ken was doing it. And it wasn't for the money, it was for the cause. Here's another thing that I learned a long time ago, and it served me well. You can pretty much judge the future from the past. Okay? I'm not saying that people are beyond redemption. I'm not saying that people can't change. I'm just saying it is generally not the case. What a person does today is likely what they did before, and it's likely what they're going to do in the future. And so I'll just kind of leave it at that, because when I left the industry 10 years ago, well, no, I've been with Zija 10 years. It was even longer than that. When I retired from the industry, I did not maintain the relationships I had from the industry, because I never thought I'd be back in network marketing. There were only a handful of people there, frankly, that I wanted to maintain a relationship with. It never occurred to me that I would come out of retirement to get back involved in a network marketing company. And I was very confident I would never do it unless I could be with a company that could mirror my personal philosophies and ethics, that could be something that would be the long-term income opportunity. That, is the great promise of network marketing, and it's been incredibly difficult to be fulfilled on. If you look at the history of network marketing, you're looking at approaching, 70 years now. This has been a profession. Tens upon tens of thousands of companies have come and gone. I've heard some incredible statistics. I think 80% failure rate in less than 24 months. Approaching, over 90% failure rate of network marketing companies within 60 months. If you look at the statistics, in today's world, there's a couple of dozen long-term companies we call legacy companies. I believe there's like 11 or 12 companies that have achieved $1 billion a year in annual sales. The likelihood of finding a true long-term income opportunity is incredibly rare. And so when you look at companies that are startup companies, that's like the worst possible time to join a company. Now, the people that Renee was talking about, okay, I have seen a number of people that during the, I don't want to call them easy, because this isn't ever easy, but during the heydays of Zija, when we were in significant momentum, where everybody's check was going up, everybody that engaged was making money, that was the easy time to be successful in Zija. It was the easy time to look good, to be one of the cool kids. The challenge with that is that never happens forever, okay? That's why some network marketing companies come in, they launch, they make a lot of money, and then 2 years later, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years later, they're gone. You can't see them. They're gone, gone, gone. I've had people that, peers of mine from the industry, I use the term peers loosely because I don't necessarily like to be considered in association with other people who have made a lot of money in network marketing. Many of those people, and you know their names, I'm not going to embarrass them by giving you out the names. Many of those people are on their, in the time that I've been with Zija, they're on their third, fourth, or fifth big deal, last company they'll ever be with. Third, fourth, fifth one. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute. In that period of time, how many times did they tell you this was going to be the end-all company? And then they had to leave that company and go do it again, and go do it again, and go do it again. And in the period of time that I've been with Zija, these people have gone through multiple companies. Yeah, they've made some money, but that wasn't the purpose behind my involvement with Zija. Was to create a business that would spin off residual income for a lifetime, and then when my life is done, for my children and my grandchildren. That's what I was looking for. Now, you can judge the future from the past. What people do today, they will tend to do again and again and again. It's easy when momentum is going to be successful. It's difficult if you don't have both a long-term vision and a clear vision of what success in our profession is. And that is an advantage that I've got, and I will claim that advantage, that I've been around so long that when I looked at Zija, I saw the things that most people didn't see. I was acutely aware, because I've been around such a long time, no company ever goes straight up like this. There's always periods of momentum, adjustment, redefining, momentum, adjustment, redefining, and so on. Okay? This is why this particular time in Zija is so important, because we are at the beginning of the most significant growth curve the company will ever have. That time frame from 100 million to $500 million a year in sales historically has established the top income earners in all of those 24 network marketing companies that have become part of that legacy group. This is why today's, training, if you will, is so important. So let me wrap up what I was saying. In response to Renee's Facebook post, and it's Renee Kieras, Kieras. Y'all should take a look at it, because she was wearing her heart on her sleeve, and she said some really important things to understand. I will vehemently protect the people of my business, because I have a moral and fiduciary responsibility to do so. And interestingly enough, none of those people, and some of you know the names, none of those people that did not have true, as Ryan Palmer calls it, true north principles, okay, and the vision to see what was going to happen. None of those people have contacted me for me to join their business. I wonder why that is. Why haven't they contacted me? They don't like me? They don't think I'm good? They didn't contact me because they know I'm not going anywhere, because I already know what I know. Now, so long as somebody is not attacking my people, I'm going to care for them, I'm going to pray for them, I'm going to wish them well, and I always do. Okay? If somebody needs to go, they need to go. But here's the problem. Virtually every single one of those people were in Zija, and it was their first real multi-level opportunity. They did not have the capacity to see what Zija really was, because they didn't have the frame of reference of anything beyond Zija. They thought Zija was the deal. What they didn't see was the industry as a whole and where Zija fits into that. And hopefully, for those of you that are either re-engaging, or maybe somebody's trying to proselytize you, recruit you to another company, or those of you that are brand new, Success leaves clues. Okay, why are some of the most successful people from the network marketing profession flocking to Zija today? Today, not waiting for the future, not looking at the past. Some of the top, most respected, successful people in network marketing are just now coming to Zija. What do they know that other people who have left, who have never had a network marketing opportunity other than Zija, what are the people that have tenure, experience, decades of experience and success in this profession? What are they seeing about Zija that's causing them to want to join us now when others have gone someplace else? Think about that one. Now, sorry about that, folks. I didn't, I actually had just a couple of minutes allotted to this topic, but as you can see, we're doing, what is that called? Anyway, squirrel. Tangential thought process. I get focused on something. Now you're going to start to see one of the characteristics of successful people. When I get focused on something, I just stay with it until I'm done, and I guess I wasn't done until just now. So 72 days left. I'm going to give you 3 things that you absolutely want to do to prepare for the first, for 2019. 2019 will be the first calendar year of Zija 2.0. 72 days is all that's available to you to set it up. I'm going to give you 3 things. Okay. Number 1, write this in your notes. Decide what you want. Okay, decide what you want. One of the chief characteristics of anybody who has created any kind of substantial success, they were very clear. They had a focus. They had a vision. They knew where they were going. Now, I'm not suggesting to you maybe you know what dollar amount of income you want or pin rank or whatever, but be very clear on what you want. Decide. Make a decision. Okay, don't be that person who goes, well, if it goes well, I'll really hit it hard. I hope it goes well. You gotta have belief in your company, belief in your products, and belief in yourself. And if you can't have all 3, start with where you are. Okay, are you using our products? Are they making a difference in your life? Because that's the foundation of our business. Without our products, our business is nothing. And if that's all you can believe in is our products, then that's a starting point. That's a great starting point. I have to tell you, I know several of the companies that people go into, and I'm already telling you, they don't have that belief system in those products. To me, that's a surefire sign that they're destined to fail. And why don't they have a belief in their products? Because they're not good products. I mean, in some cases they're okay. Some cases it might even be good. But in most cases, I mean, it's not something that you can't go buy in the store and, and get it, get what you're getting from them. Okay. If all you can start with is belief in the products, that's a starting point. Number 2, belief in the company. All I can share with you is this. In network marketing and the tens of thousands of companies that have come and gone over almost 7 decades, Zija International already is in the top 1% of companies by virtue of 2 things. Number 1, we've been in business over 10 years and we're still in business. Number 2, we've done over $1 billion in sales of our products. How can you possibly think that this company doesn't have a good product to market? Folks, there's not that many dumb people in the world to buy $1 billion worth of stuff that's no good. I mean, think about it. You got Ken Brailsford. In the history of network marketing, all the companies have come and gone. About 24, maybe 30 companies that have stood the test of time. Only one man has created 2 of those 24 companies. Nobody's ever done that. 2 major legacy companies. The man's name is Ken Brailsford. Okay, there's been Well, obviously 24 people that have created legacy companies, but they've only created one. Ken's created two. This is his third one, and Ken has said from the very beginning, I met Ken on August 8th of 2008. It was his first time coming back from his 2-year or 3-year mission to see the company that his checkbook had started. And he said then in that meeting, this will be the biggest by far of any other company that he's developed in network marketing. He said that then. We're now been in business over 10 years since then. So belief in the products, belief in the opportunity. The last thing is belief in yourself. And I have to tell you, that is the one failure mechanism that can mess the deal up. And I'm not telling you that I didn't struggle with that. When I first started in this profession, I was a truck driver. Okay. Now, I always knew that if I set my mind to something, I can accomplish it, because I'd done it a number of times, including being a truck driver. Okay. But I have to tell you, I was really concerned because what I saw was so beyond my capacity at that time that I really wasn't confident that I had those capacities. What I saw was people, the top income earners, okay, dressed in very nice clothing, standing at the front of the room, being able to speak in front of all those people. I didn't see myself like that, okay? I was a truck driver at the time. That was the frame of reference I saw myself in. But I did have a belief in the company, and I did have a belief in the products that I was marketing at the time. I always have. That's why I do it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't, because it violates personal requirements of authenticity, integrity, and honesty. Now, until you have that belief in yourself, I hate to use this phrase, it's an industry term, and I hate the term, but it's very applicable. Fake it till you make it. Okay, I can't tell you how many times I'd wake up in the morning and I'd look in the mirror and I'd say, you're going to make a lot of money. You're successful. Everybody wants to talk to you. Everybody wants to buy your product. Everybody wants to join your business. Every person you talk to is waiting for you. And I do it over and over and over again. And I didn't even realize it then. I was operating within very sound, fundamental principles of success. Okay. I didn't know it back then, but I did it with my son. Okay. When he was growing up, I said, you are such a smart boy. You are so well mannered. You are so well behaved. And, honestly, a lot of that stuff and nobody else saw. But I told him he was. And he lived up to the expectations of what I had for him. And those who got children, I'm going to tell you right now, they live up to or down to the expectations that you have of them. I made a comment to a couple of people at convention. I had the children with them, and I told them how highly I thought of them, because I judge people by their children. Now, I'm not talking about behavior or dress. I'm talking about self-esteem in the children. Now, have belief in your product. That's a great starting point. Learn the facts about your company. Have belief in your company. If you're struggling with belief in your ability, fake it till you make it. Okay? Tell yourself you are until you are. Delve into personal development. Okay? Listen to the things that successful people listen to. Read the books that successful people read. It will come in time. But if you have belief in the product, you have the most important thing. If you learn the facts about Ken Brailsford, that'll give you belief in the company. Learn the facts about Zija. Over 10 years in business, $1 billion in sales. We're in the top 1% of companies that have ever existed in this profession. The third ingredient, belief in yourself, that will come. Now, decide what you want. Make a decision. Okay? Commit to it. Nobody creates greatness being wishy-washy about it. If then, okay, if this could happen, then I'll do this. No, I will do this and this will come. Make a decision to what you want, make it today. When I got involved in network marketing, I got involved not to try it, but to do it. And I was doing it because it was the only vehicle I had available to me to create the income and the time freedom necessary to provide for my son. There was nothing more important to that. Make a decision. It's going to come if you make the decision and the commitment. Now, once you've decided on what you want from your Zija business, and I don't know if it's going to be a week, a month, a year, or 10 years. I'll give you another example. When I joined Zija, okay, it took me a long time. It took me quite a while to make sure it was the right company, right products. I already knew it wasn't the right timing. That part I already knew. Okay, it took as long, if not longer, for me to make a decision that I was ready to do Zija. Okay, because I knew it was not going to be easy to do Zija, especially at how young it was. Okay, if I had to pick a time in the last 10 years that I've been with Zija where it was the best time to start my Zija business, it'd be today. Okay, because I could eclipse in 3 years what's taken 10 years to accomplish. Today is the right time. Now, once you've made that decision, number two, if you have to focus on one ingredient that'll make all the difference in the world, it's your daily method of operation, your DMO. No matter what, I don't care what your skill set is at inviting people to look. I don't care what your skill set is in third-party validation, connection calls, your relationship with technology, social media, whatever. Daily method of operation, DMO. I've done trainings on this in the past. I may actually put up a new edition in the playlist, DMO, so you don't have to dig it out of the archives. But you know what? Let me know if you want that. I'll find the time to do it. I don't know where, but I'll find the time to do it. But your daily method of operation, are you setting up your day so that the 30 minutes, the 1 hour, the 2 hours, whatever it is that you have allocated to building your Zija business, that you are accomplishing correct activities? What are the correct activities? Share the product, share the opportunity, teach others to do the same. Okay, those are the activities that create income in our business. Focus on your DMO. If you did that one thing and got that consistent, that would change everything. Here's the last ingredient, number three. First, decide, make a decision. This is what I want. This is what I'm doing. Number two, develop your DMO so that it is bulletproof. There is nothing that is more important to success than consistency of effort. Number three, commit to the long term. Okay, too often I see people saying, well, I'm going to hit, gold by the end of the year. And they don't hit gold by the end of the year. And so in their mind, they failed and they're pretty much done. Okay, commit to the long term. I never joined Zija with the mind, I'm going to do this until, I'll be doing Zija and I'll see, actually my first goal in Zija was to make $1 million. Okay, that took almost 4 years. Okay. Is that right? Yeah, it took almost 4 years to make $1 million. But it took half that time to make the second million. Isn't that cool? Took 4 years to make the first million and only 2 years to make the second million. And that was a long time ago. Now, what would have happened had I not committed to the long term? Because the first year in Zija didn't make a lot of money. Certainly not relative to today. Okay? Commit to the long term. Some people say, I'm going to give it a month, I'm going to give it, 90 days, 6 months, a year. My commitment to Zija was I was going to commit to Zija until I made the $1 million. Wasn't going to quit until I made that $1 million. Now, I want you to think about this. If that's your, I'm not saying that should be your goal. If your goal is to create $1,000 a month in residual income for a lifetime, make that your goal. Okay? That's what you've decided you want. But if in your heart of hearts you want more, then make that decision today. Okay? That's the decision you need to make. Don't be don't be wishy-washy on yourself. Okay? Take advantage of what's happening. I know, because I've been here and I've seen, when I say here, I'm talking about with a previous company. I know what's going to happen with Zija. If you can't have that belief system and that faith, then just lean on somebody else's belief system and faith. Okay, so I've actually gone longer than I anticipated doing, and I apologize. I'm hoping that I didn't bore you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go over here to my little chat box thing. I'm hoping that you've been developing some questions for me. I'll use the balance of the time till the top of the hour to answer your questions. Any questions that you want. Okay, well, I might not answer some personal questions. Okay, my favorite color is blue. I like long walks on the beach. Everybody knows I like reggae. Okay, here's ready for true confessions. I found out I like Ariana Grande. Go figure. Heard her on the beach a couple of weeks ago. Imagine the kind of blowback and gas I got from my buddies at the gym when I said I started playing Ariana Grande on the radio because it's my gym and I can. And I started getting some gas from them, and they're going, I was getting some pretty funny looks. Well, I'm sorry, I like Ariana Grande. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Christine Holland, Zija 2.0 is a great time to reinvent yourself. Folks, perception is everything. Write it in your notes. Perception is everything. I remember one day my son almost cut his finger off with a knife. And he comes running up to me. And I mean, literally, his finger's like dangling like this. And he's going, ah! And I looked at it and I go, oh, well, you cut yourself, son. Well, let's go fix that. And he calmed down. Had I gone, oh my God, what did you do? He would have had it, who knows what would have happened to him. Perception is everything. Make a decision. If you haven't had the success that you've wanted in Zija, then just decide you're going to, and then act like you're doing it. Do the things that you need to do to be successful. Reinvent yourself. This is a beautiful time to do that. Reinvent yourself. Get committed to your products, folks. I'm going to tell you right now, now's the time to hammer down. You may have built your story on I lost 33 pounds on Zija, but you got another 60 to lose. Get with the deal. It's what I'm doing, okay? When I don't have time to exercise, give me a break. You have time for everything that you absolutely need to do. I'm working harder today in the gym, and I've been going to that same gym for like close to 10 years now. Reinvent yourself. Make yourself the real deal. Let's see. Thanks for sharing from this. Oh, good. Glenn, you're welcome to do that. Post that for everybody. Glenn's going to check out my YouTube channel. Maybe you should too. Share stories. Lauren or Laureen, you got to give me a call, because I remember you telling me how to pronounce your name, and I don't want to be stupid and do it wrong. Give me a call so I know how to do that. Sharing the stories of success, yours and others. That is one of the most important skill sets. Please don't be one of those people who go, well, I'll really get engaged once I learn more about the product. There's so many products, how am I going to learn about them all? I don't know. I haven't. I just use them, and I tell people how I'm feeling on the product and how others have experienced the product and the results they've gotten, to share stories. Okay, red flag, again from Lauren Best. If someone speaks negative about another person or their company to feel superior, oh yeah, seriously. New day, refocus, believe it. I hope you guys are looking at the chat box here, because Lauren Best is doing some really, really good rephrasing. A matter of fact, I think I might use Lauren as my translator so we can translate Fred speak to normal people speak. Uh, um, well, thank you, Glenn. Glenn made is it Ari made a really nice comment, and Glenn, here's what I learned a long time ago. I can't always say that this has been the case. You know, everybody's got a past. Everybody, I'm sure, whatever. I can't say I've always been good at this. I've always tried to do this, even as a child. Like I said, not I'm going to say I've always been good at it, but the three ingredients of character: honesty, okay, that means doing the right thing; integrity, that means doing the right thing when it doesn't make any difference, nobody's noticing; and then authenticity, be you, okay. You're always going to be who you are. You're always going to be the best you. Too often, people try to be something they think they're supposed to be, a big shot network marketer, whatever. Honesty, integrity, and authenticity. Like I said, all I can say is I've always tried to do those things. Let's see here. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Is that the DMO? All right. Yeah. I've done daily method of operation training on a number of Saturday morning new distributor trainings, but I realize you'd have to listen to all of them to figure out which one it's in. I'll see if I can't put together like a 6 or 7 minute video here in the very near future. Sorry if I can. Sweetie, thank you so much. Lauren Best, you're all very kind. Okay, questions. So I appreciate all the kind comments. What it's telling me when you're saying those nice things about me is that I'm communicating effectively, and hopefully you're picking up what I'm laying down, right? Questions. How can I help in the few minutes we got left on those three things? Make a decision, commit, daily method of operation, persist until you're done. Let's see, Fred. How do you support new distributors to get to? That is an excellent question. Lauren Best asks, how do you help your brand new person to get their first two? And this is really important to understand. That's your job, okay? Too many people think I've sponsored them, and here's what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to get a brand new person in. Here's my concept. Get them in, get them trained, get them going, okay? Get them in. That's invitation, presentation, validation, or peak, pass, plug if you want to use that vernacular. Now, once you get them in, get them trained. There are many ways to do that. Personally, to me, the simplest thing to do is to send them to the playlist tab on the YouTube channel, get them new distributor training, how to set up a prospect list, how to create their Zija story, and the 90-day game plan. Okay. Now that they're trained, third step, get them going. Get in, get trained, get going. Get them going. Work with them. Go help them get a couple of customers. It's all on you. It'd be great if every single one of us had a Rolodex, a contact list of experienced, tenured network marketers. When I joined Zija, David Moses didn't have to train me. David Moses didn't have to help me set up a game plan, okay? All that David Moses had to do was be third-party validation for me. I already knew what to do. He knew what to do. He was the guy that was going to share the story. Now, most of us don't have those kinds of people. Honestly, if you have people that have been real successful in traditional businesses and they come at you going, well, I know what to do here. I've been successful in business. I'll go, I'll be the last person you'll ever need to sponsor. You probably need to put them on the phone with an upline that's made more money than them, because they don't get it. Okay, just because you're a successful brain surgeon doesn't mean you're ever going to be able to drive a truck. You better go learn from somebody who knows how to drive trucks. Okay, now that's our job. How do you support them? help them get the first two, help them get them in. Now, if there's two customers, the person knows how to get two customers. Once they know how, it becomes their responsibility to continue. We are not held accountable for the activities of others. We are held accountable for our activities. Okay? If you can help your new person get their first two, however it needs to be done, you know, and here's what's important to understand. It's not the technique, it's the concept. It could be, you know, for you, if it works for you, you might want to just simply grab them by the hand and go meet a couple of their friends and talk about the product and see who wants to lose weight and get a money back guarantee, and let's get you in right now. Okay, whatever it takes. All right. Business contacts, same kind of concept. Work with them until they can get two. Once they've got those two, then they know what to do. And then you continue to support the people. What you're looking for is that one person that is going to commit to high levels of success. They're going to commit to establishing a daily method of operation, and they're going to commit to persevere until they achieve their goals. In your group, what is the pass you use the most? You know, my organization, Glenn wants to know, I use the phrase invitation. That's what you do, invite somebody to look at the product or opportunity. Presentation, that's what the tools do. They share some information. Number 3 is the validation. That's what the upline does. Those are the terms that I use simply because they make sense to me. Okay, the words make sense. We've developed a culture where many people in Zija use the phraseology peak, pass, plug. Okay, I've always had a little hard time with it because it sounds like PPP, but that's just the way my brain works. So peak somebody's interest, pass them to a tool, and then peak, pass, and then plug them into an upline. Okay, I don't know, Glenn, what pass, what tools are being used by the majority of people. I think, throughout the organization, there's lots and lots and lots of different teams within my organization, and everybody seems to have, their own favorites and that sort of thing. My personal perspective is that the tools that you pass should be very short to see. Okay, I'm not a big fan of, websites that take you an hour and a half to go through all the links and all the information. If you can get somebody some initial exposure. Now, here we're going to talk about specifically opportunity prospects, prospective distributors. I'm going to give them a little bit of exposure to the company, and I want to give them exposure to the income, the success that people can have. Okay? Because that's the one thing Zija can't do. Zija can share information about the company and the Ken Brailsford story and the results people are getting on the products, and they can talk about lifestyle, but they can't talk about making money. All right? I like diamond videos. Okay? Me personally, I encourage my people to use the 5-minute introduction to Zija video and one of the diamond videos. My diamond video, Pat Anderson has one, Kevin Brazel has one. I try to pick a diamond video that the person will resonate with the prospect. But here's the key to understand what the tools are. Pass, or what I call presentation. It's simply enough information to give them a bit of an awareness of who we are, but the third-party validation, the plug, that's the recruiting process. That's where that's where the rubber hits the road. That's what you need to have. You need to have somebody besides yourself talking to your prospect about whatever it is that the prospect needs to hear. The information, if you give them too much information, they're either not going to watch it, okay, or read it, or they will have enough information to decide they're not interested in it. I have a little pre-formatted email Let's see, Glenn, if you feel comfortable shooting me out your email, I'll send it to you. Actually, I'll just send it out because I can see your email in here. You put it in your thing. Oh, okay. Look for an email from me, and I'll just send you out the one that I use. Nothing magical about it, but it meets my philosophy on what that should be. Brief exposure to the company, brief exposure to people that are successful, and all that is to set up the next step, which is the only step that counts, other than you got to invite people to look, and that's connection with an upline. Oh, got it right there. Oh, that's a different one than what you used here. Okay. And AWREY at Shaw. All right, very good. Folks, I've now surpassed my allotted time. Hope this was helpful to you folks. I did do a little bit of you know, what do they call it? Stream of consciousness, I think is the term. And either you liked it or you didn't, and I hope you liked it. And if you didn't, I'm awful sorry about that. We're going to go ahead and let you go. This upcoming week, folks, you got the entire complement of events to plug into. David Moses, Monday night, 9:30 Eastern, at David Moses OTW on Facebook, Millionaires in Training, Leadership. Pat Anders is doing a virtual personal or private business reception on her channel. Go to www.clubmoringa.com. You'll get the contact information there. Wednesday night is health talks with Pat Anderson, very much a product focus presentation. Wednesday night, 9:30 Eastern. Now, quick question, because it always comes up. Is that a good presentation to bring a business prospect to? Absolutely. Okay. The sharper your business prospect is, the more they're going to get the value of Zija is coming from our products. Okay. Thursday night, Biz Talks. I am going to have Deb and Ed Carmody with me on Biz Talks. You're going to love their story. Okay. These are relative novices to network marketing, and they're hitting it out of the park. And you know what? They're doing it because they committed to a daily method of operation, and they have been consistent over time, and the results are really, really starting to happen for them. They were part of that group of people that did the GQ for Summit, the 4 consecutive deals. Then we'll have Saturday morning new distributor training again next Saturday morning. And I think I got a special treat next Saturday. I think I'm going to have Candace Smiley. Don't hold me to that because I have to look at my calendar, but I think I'm going to have Candace Smiley as our guest trainer on that particular event. Let's chat on Sunday. The best thing you can do, Sundays, I have nobody here. It's just me and Mom. And so I'm going to suggest you give me a shout early on Sunday. Use the home phone number, 805-644-4110. And but yeah, that'd be great. All right, Lauren, take care. Thank you, folks. Appreciate you. And go Zija 2.0. Some of you are going to think I was going to go Dodger Blue. Go Zija 2.0. Have a great rest of your day, folks. We'll see you.